Hello. What you doing? Honk honk. She's happy. I fed her earlier. This dog will not touch salad or greens. I don't know, onions are bad for dogs, but I'm talking about cilantro, greens. The dogs go out and eat grass because they need green in their diet. So she made a mess, and I gotta clean it up. But I basically mix one fish with salad, and then she eats the salad. So I trick her into getting her greens. But this makes me laugh. Every couple of months, I change the oil in the cars, all by myself. Scraped knees and pain and everything, and I do this. But this tool right here, when I go to Advanced Auto Parts, I check the auto parts pricing. I really wish there was like a Meta tool that would scrape their prices and then compare. I thought a long time ago that Google was going to do that. They didn't. All they did was price manipulation. They did this really sneaky thing where you would click on something, it would jack the price up. And it would always add 10-20% to everything that you bought online. They're still doing it, even to this day. I can't tell you who's doing it. I just know they're doing it. Just for an example, a 21 gallon, 150 is a good price for that. It's pneumatic, but you know, pneumatic is freaking dinosaur tools. It's so 20 years ago. It's not even funny. This other stuff, you know, of course you're going to be getting rid of it, but anyway. So when you go to Harbor Freight's website and you check their ad, right? Dun, dun, dun. So let's check their monthly ad. Want to see, this is called, this is the real ad, by the way. This is the real ad. So let's look at the ad. Right. This is the digital version. Okay. I know it's hard to see. This is why I have a big screen. It's because I can barely see too. And check that out. Do you see? Right there. It's the same ad. So it's just slightly different placement, but the pricing has gone up $20. But it's what they do. It's called inventory shifting. They shift the money throughout the inventory. And I get this shit all the time. And there's something psychic about this town. It knows when you need something, like a stupid oil filter tool, right? And like something will go bad with the car, and the only body in town who has the one socket you need is O'Reilly's, and he wants $99 for one fucking impact socket. And you can hear the dripping disdain in my voice. I hate those motherfuckers. I hate them. I'm not talking specifically about that store. I'm talking about the method that they use to get their money. They're like fucking crack dealers. They're like addicts. They need the fix. They gotta have your cash. And now all they got on hand is a plastic fucking oil filter tool. Yeah, so you can buy an oil filter for $7, $8, whatever it is. Get the premium oil filter for $9. You take it home. You pay another $20 to $30 for oil, and then you want to pay $70 for a piece of plastic tool to pull the oil filter off, right? This is nuts. And they're not the only ones who did it. Napa did the same thing, but Napa changed the price 2 days ago. 2 days ago it was $120 at Napa, and now it's like $5, which is what it should be. So I don't really understand their inventory management plan. But anyway, here's a tip for you. This cost me 25 cents, right? and it's dirty because I use it to change oil filters. The reason why, it's plastic, so I work it like a compression fitting. And if you really want to, you could probably melt a socket hole in it, and it would do the same thing as that. That $70 tool that it was the only thing available at the time. So it was taking advantage of the fact that my wrists fucking hurt like hell, and I could not get the oil filter off. It was just one of those days where, you know, your joints feel like gnomes are hammering every single part of your body. It's extremely painful. Try taking nails and hammering it in every bone in your body, and you'll be getting close to what I feel every day. Anyway, so I'm under a car doing this, and you just push this up on the oil filter like that, and just turn it. It gives you a good grip on it. And if you need to, you can put a socket hole in there, just melt it, you know. Just take like a butane torch or something, and then just take a socket adapter you don't need and just melt a hole in there, and you can use it perfectly. But I find that just this is just enough, even with my weak hands. I can get it off with this. So it's just, you know, stuff like that. It's crazy. What's the other one? See. I used to get gouged by O'Reilly's, and they won't ever take a return. Even though they're supposed to, they won't. Even if it's not been opened, they would just absolutely give you hell. Let's see. Oil filter tool. Let's see how much theirs is. This town gouges the hell. I think someone said it's called padding an inventory, where they take and they make the prices like massively inflated on stupid shit that should cost like a couple of dollars. Oh yeah, they want me to put my zip code in for the... That's just dumb. I gotta put my zip code in each one of these just to get the price. Who designed this website? You should be fired. It's ridiculous. This is from the guy that charged me $100 for one impact socket. Well, they always get this smug ass attitude, you know. So there we go. $20 for just basically a band with a handle on it. A filter, $30. It's more than the oil cost. There's gotta be something wrong with it. Oh look, see, their end caps are actually normal price. But I swear, I went to all of these auto stores 2 days ago, and I could not. The only price was $120. $120 for a stupid tool. So I was like, you know, F you. Went down to the dollar store, grabbed those, a pack of them, and just stuck it on there and took the oil filter off. That's the kind of stuff that makes babies stomp their feet, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway. I love this website, even though most of the stuff will probably end up... A lot of the stuff isn't good quality, and I'm all about quality. I hate having to buy stuff because things rust or explode or go to crap. There's something about having tools. I don't even have a garage, man. I live in a cracker box. And of course the driveway is sloped, and it's not smooth, so you can't roll a jack or a hoist or anything like that. And if you try to... Oh, look at that. My compressor. I paid like almost $150 for it. Now those same stupid compressors are like, I don't know, thrown out the door. There's some really good deals on there. I'm gonna have to grab that. The ratcheting set. That's really useful sometimes. Back. Probably that, the oscillating tool. I need that right there. Why am I telling you? Do I expect you to get it for me? No, fuck you. I don't expect anybody to get anything for me. Well, that's your problem. You have to have expectations. Oh, it's a reversal of decision. And they're going the other way. They caught it in the end zone and they scored on the wrong side. Anyway, let's see what the news is. News. Everybody's preparing to exit. All of the doom and gloom is coming around April. April, everything is crashing. I don't know why. It's probably someone's cash runs out or something. This is sad. You want to know how much my family actually put towards my life? You're right. Less than 2 cents. I found more cash floating on the street than I've gotten from my family. And one smartass at a bookstore gave me 2 pennies one time. Which I applaud that, but I would like to see him do that again now, in front of my face. I'm not really, ape-tastically violent or anything like that, but I would definitely give that guy a piece of my mind for 2 cents, because he paid for it. Air impact wrench. You need a big, noisy compressor, a giant tank that weighs freaking 100 pounds, and it tears the hell out of your arm, and it has a cord on it. But we'll pay the same price. Air impact wrench. Same price for a lithium version that's cordless. They're trying so hard to prevent it, and I think it's some kind of patent fight. Somebody owns the patents to these, and they're in the tool industry, and they're, of course, lobbying, which is why we haven't seen progression in that part of the sector. I mean, see, what's happening because of the lobbying is they're driving up these prices to insane levels. Even though you can buy the same brushless drill for a quarter of that price, it's the same thing. The only difference is the gear housing right there. It's what I call it. It's got a strike plate in it, but I don't. So most people think of a strike plate as something that wobbles back and forth, but this strike plate is basically a smooth surface, and it goes up like that, and it's round. So it has these little grooves in it, and then you have a tensioner. So as it spins, when you hit a certain amount of torque, it'll lift up and it'll go over those grooves, and that's what makes that ratcheting noise, because it hits the grooves. It's a really neat design. Something I probably would have never thought of all by myself with my 9th grade education. I'm not so sure about pneumatic tools. Investing in pneumatic tools is probably it's a bad thing at this point. Yeah. I don't really like to work on the cars. It's a pain in the ass, and I have so many times I have dropped shit on my fingers, sliced my hand open. I did my own drum brakes one time, and I was out there in the yard just bleeding. There was a pool of blood on the ground. My hands were all sliced to hell. But just because I was trying to get the spring on, and there was a burr on the spring, and I was pulling on it, and it caught my skin, it grabbed it and ripped up, and it was like, oop, it just unzipped my body, and blood gushed everywhere, and it was extremely painful, because, I needed my hands to work, to finish the job. You just got to power through it. They always sell you, really crappy tools, and then some a-hole somewhere that's controlling the internet buys like the best. They get like the maximum best version of something. And it's ridiculously priced too. I think I'm gonna play a video game today. It's been so long since I played one. My junkyard chair needs to be replaced. And the internet is still censored to high hell. Not only do they do the price manipulations, but just something simple like this board, right? This wax on here is disgusting. I am not going to scrub the wax off of it. It needs a solvent. I need a polar and a non-polar solvent mixed together to dissolve the wax off of it. It's just something that I need. It has to be done. I mean, the wax to this point is basically oxidized on the board, so it's the only way to get it off. Not that it can serve. I mean, you got to go on the east side to get good waves. There's nothing like being... I almost got knocked out by a wave one time. The board gets in front of you, and the ocean pulls the board, and you happen to be right here, and the board goes like that, and smack, hit you right in the face. The ocean will beat the crap out of you. I actually, a very funny scenario that happened to me one time was, by the way, this is decaf. I don't drink caffeination. Just bad for you. Some people love caffeinated drinks. I just can't handle them. Not because it makes me crazy or anything. It's just pain. It amplifies the pain. It gives you like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of an excited feeling. Like it revs you up, it wakes you up, and then for the rest of the day, it's like someone's hammering your bones with nails. It's not a pleasant feeling for me. So, decaffeinated for me. But, what was I getting to? Oh yeah. The ocean. I was on the east side of the United States. And, you know, the waves, there are certain areas where the waves get pretty big, and they are very strong on the east side. And I wasn't expecting it, and one wave came out and just smacked me. It was like the ocean just slapped me, dragged me into the ocean, pulled my pants off. And so I'm standing there naked, it just sucked my pants right off. And I had to dive back in and grab my pants, and it was embarrassing, and put my pants back on. And the next thing I know, I turn around and another wave smacks me again, and it rips off my snorkel gear. Literally, just rips it right off, and it's gone. Just sucked it right out. So you got to be careful when messing with waves. If people don't grow up around that stuff, it can easily drag you under and drag you right in. You don't mean to get caught up in that stuff. What's wrong? What's wrong, little girl? What's wrong? Boop, boop. Anyway, the activists around here hate the fact that, you know, people, the internet, searching for chemicals. No, that's wrong. You can't do that. Bad. Bad. Like reconditioning a battery. It's totally possible. Not that hard. The reaction is almost done. It's still bubbling. But I have to clean it out and do it. It's not hard. I mean, if the Google is being benevolent that day and not filtering your search results, you can figure out the information of how to reconstitute these things. It's not that hard. You just got to desulfate it, which is basically a chemical reaction. And then you just put the acid back in it and then charge it up and see if it works. Electrolysis, yeah, that's the thing. The same way you make silver with electrolysis. And gold. Gold is quite easy to make, actually. You can make gold with a little mini particle accelerator. Good night and good luck.